remember my youngest daughter saying, "Well, Mom, will you still have time to help me with my homework when you go back to school, or will you be too busy?" And I said, "Oh, I'll have time to help you with your homework." I said, "Nothing really is going to change except I'm just going to be in school too." Well, of course, lots of things did change.
Mary is 48 years old. Growing up in a small town in the Texas Panhandle, she was raised with only one career in mind.
First of all, as a teenager, I wanted to be a wife and mother. That was the thing to do. And most of my friends were already married before they got out of high school. So I was really a late bloomer to wait until I graduated to marry.
At the age of 18.
Many of my friends married at 14, 15, and 16. They had children by the time I married.
Mary's wedding was 3 weeks after her high school graduation.
And I started to college that fall and went one whole semester and half of the second semester and became pregnant and was threatening to miscarry. So I had to drop out of school and go to bed with my first baby.
Over the next 25 years, Mary raised 3 children. Being a housewife wasn't always easy, but there were some bright spots.
And I can remember standing out in the backyard, and I had just taken diapers in off of the clothesline out of the sunshine and put them in the basket and had the basket under my arm, getting ready to go back in the house. And I just remember feeling very, very happy. I still remember that feeling that I had on walking in the house. I thought, man, life is really great, you know.
Throughout those 25 years, Mary kept alive a dream of returning to school, of doing something for herself. That's a long time to hang on to something.
It is, but it kept me going through many tough times.
When her youngest child started high school, Mary decided that now it was her turn. She was 44 years old. She found that college was everything she had imagined it to be, and more. But Mary's enthusiasm wasn't matched by others in her family. She was changing, but they weren't. In her second year as a full-time returning student, conflicts came to a head, and Mary made a pronouncement.
The pronouncement was that everyone else, meaning, of course, mostly my husband, had to adjust to this, to the fact that I was going to school and that I was going to do something that I wanted to with my life, too, or we would part ways. And I was prepared to back that up because what I wanted to do was very important to me.
Her family learned how to operate the washing machine, the dryer, and the vacuum. They learned how to cook and wash dishes. They didn't like it, but they got used to it. A few years later, Mary graduated in the top 0.5% of her class, majoring in psychology, minoring in anthropology.
Getting that degree was something I really wanted, but I never expected it to be as much fun as it turned out to be. I learned things that I never knew existed, and it opened up whole new worlds to me.
It also led to graduate school, a full-time job, and a new perspective on her family.
For instance, learning about the rites of passage and puberty and weddings and things like that. So at my daughter's wedding last week, as I helped her get dressed, the anthropologist in me was thinking, yes, we're adorning the bride, just as some cultures tattoo their bride or plait the bride's hair. This culture, I am helping the bride put on her dress and her veil. And so I was thinking as an anthropologist, even in the midst of my daughter's wedding.
The greatest change, though, was in Mary herself.
Well, I tend to look back on the person that I was almost as an outsider and see her as a pleasant person for the most part, but I see her as a pretty shallow, one-dimensional person too. There were some things about her that I liked, but there's more about me that I like now.